Don't you like my fancy animation there? So it's all these things combined. When you do great networking, it's all four of those things: making the connection, asking for assistance or help, getting information and sharing it, and doing deep listening like you typically don't do in those types of environments. All right, we're now going to test all of this. We've been up until now talking. I've been talking. Now it's time for you all to get into share mode. So we're going to move into what I'm calling Rotary networking breakouts. And so here's how this is going to work. We're going to have 3 rounds of these breakouts. In a moment, Steve, our wonderful Zoom captain, he's going to send you into a breakout room with just one other person. So you're going to be in a dyad, and we'll have 3 total rounds. And I'm going to ask Steve to put round 1, the description of round 1 in the chat, so we'll be able to all see it. So in a moment, you're going to be with a partner. What I'd like you to do when you see this in chat is find an object around you that tells a story about who you are and share it. You're going to find something like a pen, or I'm actually going to share this stained glass window behind me. People see that. I actually have this beautiful stained glass window. When I was at Bascom for like 15 years, I had this beautiful stained glass window there. So when I left Bascom Hall, I've got this a little piece of Bascom Hall with me. So that tells you a little bit about what's going on with me. So okay, in a moment, Steve's going to send you in a breakout. We want you to tell us what one object around you, what that means about you, and share that for 3 minutes. We're going to go into those breakout sessions now. Make sure to exchange. It's about 1.5 minutes per person. When you're done, you'll be brought back. All right, we'll see you in just a moment.
We'll want to make sure to remind people to unmute audio and video as well.
Yeah.
When they go in.
Excellent. So please unmute yourself when you get there and have a good time. See you in 3 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what.
It never feels long enough. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. If we could just yeah. Thank you. I'm going to give people some instructions here. So if you could just mute yourselves when you come back, that'd be awesome.
We had an issue with, we heard everybody else along with the person in the room.
Yeah, so that's the instruction. Thank you, Neil. So what I'd like to tell everyone to do now is make sure you go into your browser. Your browser is that thing that looks like the Google browser or anything else. You want to make sure you just click that off. That should not be playing, because what we're doing is simulcasting right now. So you're picking up numerous audio at the same time. So everyone on this call, we could just go ahead and click off your Google browser. We don't want to have your browser open. That's perfect. See how that worked? That's perfect. Great. Yay. Just shut off your Google browser. You don't need that anymore. Okay. Thank you. All right, here's round 2. This is the second round of breakout networking. So Steve's going to once again send that to you in chat. Here is the second round. So what's a goal or a dream you really want to accomplish over the next 2 to 12 months? What's a goal or a dream? Just share what that is briefly. You're only going to have 1.5 minutes. This is like, we're going to do this fairly quickly and then switch to the other buddy. So you have 1.5 minutes each. You got to get right down to it. So, okay, let's go back out and let's go ahead and do breakout round number 2. Steve will send you that now.
Just a second here. I've got people not paired.
And Steve is doing that. What he's doing is clicking all the people to get you lined up just so.
Sometimes when if people leave, then it creates some holes I have to fill.
Yeah, so that's just how it happens in Zoom.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Excellent. I hope you had a good time in those breakout rooms. Now you're getting good at this, right? We've done it twice. We're going to go ahead.
Darin, I hear 2 other groups while I'm in my group. So why is that? Because I hear other sounds.
I think you might want to actually stop your browser, just like we asked people. Go and click off Zoom. That's what's happening, I think, Majit. Yeah, click off Zoom or click off the browser, Google browser. All right, in the interest of time, Steve, we are not going to do a third round. We've done our 2 rounds. This is awesome. There's lots going on. So we want to get into the do's and don'ts now. So I'll ask Steve to share screen. We've already reviewed a ton of stuff in Zoom, but now we're going to keep going. So share the screen for our do's and don'ts. Got a bunch of stuff happening in chat. Thank you for chatting your questions. We're going to take all of those when we have a moment. Steve, there we go. Awesome. So let's do some Zooming do's and don'ts. We first want to play a video though to get you warmed up. How can you have a Zoom fail? Let's see what that looks like with this short video. How can we have a Zoom fail?
It's so good to see you guys. Han, out here.
Are we on yet?
Oh.
I thought we were doing a Zoom thing.
Confused?
No.
Maybe you just need a Snickers.
All right. That would be considered a Zoom fail if you show up in your underwear not knowing that the Zoom meeting is even a real meeting. So that would definitely be a problem. We want you now to, in chat, I'm going to ask Steve to put this in chat so we get the question. We'd like you to chat. How can we be 100% sure, 100% sure we're going to fail in a Zoom meeting? We'd like you to say for you what's been your experience with the very worst of Zoom meetings. How do we make sure we fail, that we absolutely fail in a Zoom meeting? If you could chat that by not planning. Thank you, Willie. How else can we assure that we're going to have a total failure? Accidentally change the password. Yes. Yes. Having no structure, ensure the host has no idea what's going on. Don't show up. Yep, that's one. Don't have a facilitator. Yes, that would be another thing to do. Having the sun looking into the camera. Yes, bad lighting. Perfect. Eating while having your meeting. Yep, that's another one. Somebody over dominates the conversation. So these are all great shares. So thank you for doing that. Not having an agenda. Yep, those are good. So I'd like to share with you, after spending a few thousand hours right now in Zoom meetings between myself and Steve, some lessons that we've learned in stuff to do and don't do. And here we go. So looking at the do's first, you want to try and reduce distractions. A lot of people will do multitasking. They're trying to do their email while they're on a Zoom call. That's a definite, you want to try and reduce those distractions. Make your background and lighting appealing. Like you can see, I have good lighting. I have this nice stained glass window in the background. It's simple and yet not distracting. Get people up and moving. I'm actually standing right now, but if you can stand or get up and move, try and make yourself as physical as possible in Zoom. Like Steve is helping me today, find a tech helper. Very important. He's working a lot of the back end so that I don't have to. Build in time for networking like we did during this engagement, and encourage participation using chats and polls, things like this, like we've been doing. Here's some don'ts. Try not to turn off your video. If you turn off your video, I can't see you as the host or the facilitator. Don't try and duplicate an in-person meeting. It's going to be different, as you've already seen here. Don't try and make it the same. Don't leave the most important topics till last, and don't fill every silence. It's okay to have some downtime. That's sort of how Zoom goes. Don't leave your visuals on. You notice we're toggling back and forth between sharing this PowerPoint and also seeing all of us. Don't spend more than 90 minutes before you take a break. And please, friends, don't make this about the technology. This is still about human beings. That's the most important thing. So let's keep going. Those were some do's and don'ts. I'd like to share with you now a short video. It's about 6 minutes, and then we'll have time about 5 minutes for questions before we finish. So Steve, let's cue this video and show you how to actually do this on what we're calling the Zoom cooking show. Welcome to the virtual meetings cooking show, where I show you a behind the scenes look at how to use engagement tools, in this case using the Zoom platform. I am wearing my cooking show hat. Let's get started. Over here in the mute microphone area, you can control your audio and your sound. Switch those things up here. You can then, in the video icon, start and stop your video. In this case, I'll stop my video so you can focus on the controls. Cool new feature in Zoom is adding a virtual background. You can also add filters where you can make yourself into a mouse, practice good COVID social distancing and protection. You can add in a number of things. These are quite fun to do. Moving on, you'll see that there is a participants tab here. Click on that to see who is in the meeting. You can rename people. You can ask people to register an opinion. Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down, etc. You can also clear all. Clearing all stops your engagement of an opinion and moves you on to the next feature. Here we are in chat. Chat's a critical part of the Zoom platform. Allows you to interact with your participants. You can type in a question. Where are you calling from? That sends a message to everyone where they're asked to respond. You can also private message people by clicking on someone's name. The private window will open where you see it in parentheses, and then you can type them a message. How are you? In this case, Teddy. So only Teddy will get that message. When you want to start sending messages back to the whole group, you have to go in and click everyone. When you're done with the participants and chat tabs, merely click on them, and that gets rid of them and allows you to go back to the main screen. Speaking of which, sharing screen is a key feature of Zoom, where you can share any number of windows that you might have open, including in this case, I'd like to share a Google video. Sharing a video or any screen, I just click on it, highlight it. Make sure you click here to share computer sound if there's sound in the video. Unless you do that, you won't hear the video. Let's play that video now. You can both see the video and hear the video. When you're done, you want to stop this video and also return to the main screen. You can do that by pressing, let me drag my controls over here, stop share will allow you to return to this main screen. Another feature of Zoom is that you can share any or all of the windows that you have, including a Google Doc. This allows people to fully engage. To do that, I will click on my Google Doc that I want to share. Before I do that though, I can just go up and grab the URL at the top, highlight it, click it, and post it into the tab area in chat. You'll see that I've done that here. That allows people to click on this link and go straight into a live document. So let's say they're doing that, it's sending them there. I will then share that document live, and they'll be able to see both what I'm typing, like typing here, or what they're typing. I'm typing. Let's say a participant was doing that. So this allows them to fully participate. It allows you to share what's being done all in real time. Very neat feature in Zoom. I'll stop my share now and return to the main room. Now let's go into breakout rooms. I'll close my participants and chat area. So we're back in our main screen. Breakout rooms allow you to move people into rooms of 2 or more people, depending on the number. To do that, you first want to click on the Options tab. That allows you to control the amount of time people are in the breakout room, in this case, a minute. And you set a timer that gives them a sense for notification when they'll be coming back, in this case 10 seconds. I'll now open all the rooms. Okay, so the rooms are now open, and you'll see Teddy is here by himself. If I want to join him, I merely press the join button as host, and then I can go visit that person in their breakout room. So here we are, Teddy and I. We're now having this conversation, finishing off our breakout room. You can see up here, we just have a few seconds left in this breakout session until we get our notice, which will be showing up in just a couple of seconds. Here's our notice that we'll have 10 seconds left before we return to the main room. Teddy and I know now we have to finish things off in 3, 2, 1. And we are now back in our main session. One more feature I'd like to show you in Zoom before we finish up, and that is the reactions tab. You can ask people to non-verbally give their reactions throughout your meeting. There's a number of icons here, including the party icon. And speaking of that, thank you for watching our virtual meetings cooking show using Zoom engagement tools. Wishing you quite successful meetings as you go forward. All right, welcome back. So we're going to keep moving to the question piece, Steve. We'll just forward that to questions. We have 2 or 3 minutes for questions. So we're just going to go all the way to the end, keep on going. There we go. So I've gotten some questions I just want to address. Someone said, do you like the record? I like the record button, and you also can get detailed minutes. Yeah, this is a really good thing. And what Renee Mo says is remember to ask permission as you before you actually start recording. Very important to make that transparent. Do I like the record feature, Willie? I absolutely do. We use it all the time. We're using it today. Just as you know, we record all of the Rotary meetings, so that's good. I don't have these icons, says Leslie. Yes, you don't have all the icons because you are not the host. The host has these controls in Zoom. Those are things that you can use, such as breakout rooms, etc. You also might be using a different kind of device, such as an iPod or iPad. That can also change your icons. Few more. Where do you find the breakout rooms? Yeah, Alan, you find the breakout rooms if you're the host. As I showed in that video, you would be able to see 4 little quadrants on your toolbar below. It actually adds that feature when you're the host. So that's how you can see them. Yep. Any other questions in the time that we have? I do see there's one. So you can update the advanced version of Zoom. You can do that if you pay for it. It's a little bit more money. All right, so I'm going to close it off now by just saying thank you very much to all of you all who are listening. I'm going to turn it over to George now to have him close out our engagement, and just to thank you for navigating all the Zoom platform stuff you did today. You did an awesome job. I hope you got a picture or window into what you can do using Zoom. George, over to you.
Darin, that's outstanding, and I really appreciate. This is an example of how, with regular programs, we continue to grow our skill sets. Because you know, if you look at since March, this is all really new technology for most of us. I knew nothing about Zoom. I had done a WebEx, but never did Microsoft Teams or anything along those lines. So this is a brave new world for all of us, and I want to thank Darin very much for the outstanding presentation that gets us really familiar and helps us grow as individuals and helps us stay connected as Rotarians. So with that, thank you for everyone who attended, and give us feedback on whether you maybe want another session, a quarter, giving us a little bit breakdown of some of this technology. We can give that feedback to the program committee and they can go forward with that. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody. Great work. Thank you, George.